For around the last month, we've been sharing our adventures through the Red River Gorge with Kentucky Fried Trails 2024. But there's so much more to the Red River Gorge than just off-road adventures. So today we're going to take you on one of the most iconic hikes in the area, Auxier Ridge, Courthouse Rock, and Double Arch. I hope you'll come along. In order to find the Auxier Ridge trailhead, you have to drive out Tunnel Ridge Road. Tunnel Ridge Road is a 5-mile stretch of dirt road that dead ends at the Auxier Ridge trailhead. The road also has several access points to other hiking trails, as well as 2 overlooks that are worth stopping to visit. The road is also very well maintained, and any 2-wheel drive vehicle should be able to drive the entire length. The road is named Tunnel Ridge for very obvious reasons. It drives along a ridge, and it drives over the Nada Tunnel. But unless you're looking at your GPS and map as you drive along this road, you're never even going to notice that you drove over the Nada Tunnel. The parking lot at the end of the road for the Auxier Ridge trailhead has room for probably 20 or 30 vehicles. As this is one of the most popular trails in the area, even that parking lot can fill up quickly. The entire loop trail is around 7 miles if you also hike out to Double Arch. But this first section on Auxier Ridge, this is about 4 miles out and back if all you want to do is go out and see the beautiful views in Courthouse Rock. The Auxier Ridge section is an easy to moderate trail with several sections of rocky climbs and other obstacles to navigate around. The elevation changes in the first mile or so of trail left me a little breathless, but I was pretty out of shape for this particular hike, and there are plenty of places to stop and enjoy the views. The trail here winds its way along the top of Auxier Ridge, and in many places steep cliffs fall off on both sides of the trail, offering beautiful views over the valleys and the forests below. Both Auxier Ridge and the Auxier Branch Creek down in the valley below were named after the same family that settled in eastern Kentucky sometime in the early 1800s. The coal mining town of Auxier was also named after the same family sometime around 1900. If you look carefully across that valley, you can also see the Double Arch beckoning from the other side. As you near the end of the ridge, you'll also encounter Courthouse Rock, standing tall in front of you. Although there is a trail to the top of that rock, it is highly recommended that you only use proper climbing and safety equipment to reach it.
Look here. There you go, now try. There you go, smart girl. Oof.
If your goal on this hike is to make it over to Double Arch, you'll probably have realized the same thing we did. It's pretty much all downhill and then straight back uphill from here. And although Roo does well with downhill, she is not a fan of steps that you can see through.
You can do it! Good girl! You are so awesome! Yes, you are!
Yes, she is definitely using alternate lines, but then she has to jump right back up on the original. Wow, that is a step down. Ugh. Almost there, Roo. You are almost there. That's the last set. No, you can't go off to the side there. Even after you climb down all those steps, the trail into the valley can be steep and rocky. Like I can do it. She's got it. And you definitely want to watch where you're walking because sometimes you can encounter hidden gems. Once you finally reach the bottom of that valley, you'll encounter the small but very beautiful Auxier Branch Creek. This creek was a perfect place to stop, rest, relax, enjoy a snack, before you have to start the long climb back out of the valley. The creek also provided some very much appreciated cooler air moving along the trail. And depending on the time of year you visit, you too are likely to encounter a lush green landscape dotted with wildflowers. If you plan to hike to Double Arch, make sure to keep your eye out for the track that veers off to the right. We almost missed it. And I took almost no film of the trail between that split all the way up to the arch. I think I was just that tired. But do expect rocky inclines and steep stairs. But if you want to know whether that extra distance and incline is worth the hike, it definitely is. And if you're feeling particularly brave and adventurous, don't neglect to find your way up on top of that arch.
What are you doing, little dog? You didn't have to get up, silly.
Ooh, now let's just see how we're gonna get the dog down.
I know, I can't believe you got the dog up.
I'm impressed too. She's a crazy rock climbing dog, but that's impressive. Ooh. There's the steps down below us. We're on the arch. See 'em? Pretty cool. Now, climbing on top of that arch is not for everybody. And here is the reason why. Well, you want me to go first, or do you want to go first? And you probably can't tell it from this, but it's pretty much straight up and down. Wow, yeah. I think perhaps I'm going to turn this off. All right, little dog. You think she'll just come to me? She'll probably just come down and jump off.
Oh, wow. Sure.
You could probably let her go, because I don't think you need to hold her. Is the leash still on her?
Yeah.
You might want to take that off so it doesn't get caught on something.
I'm just going to sit on my butt and hold her until I get to you.
Okay.
I look like a little schoolgirl, but that's all right.
At least you're not wearing a skirt like a schoolgirl
Yeah.
would. She's like, I can do this, Dad. Let me go.
She's starting to get antsy. She needs to be in front of me on the steps. Got her?
Come on. You ready? That's the handle. Ooh, good girl.
Everybody made it.
Good girl. Now we gotta see if you'll make it. There's a root right here if you can turn around. Oh, you can pet her if you want. She's real friendly. She's like, oh, somebody can pet me.
Good.
Right there you go. That's the root.
How'd you like it up there, huh?
I'm right behind you.
There we go.
So good.
That's over.
You didn't enjoy that? I think she did. I know you do, but this was fun. Whoop. She says it's easier over here. You might want to just, let her pick her own line. And she picked her own line right down to somebody else who'd pet her. The spur trail out to Double Arch and our hike on top of it added about 1.5 miles or a little more to our hike that day. It also increased our elevation gain by between 200 and 300 feet. But the experience on this part of the trail, this entire hike just wouldn't have been the same without it. After you climb down those chiseled stone steps from above the arch, it's about another 2.5 miles back to the parking lot. And the first 3/4 miles of that hike is a fairly easy trail, back down to the junction with the loop trail. But when you reach that loop trail again, expect a steep incline of over 300 feet elevation gain in less than half a mile. After hiking almost 6 miles, what's the key to trying to make it up this incline? Why, it's the same key as every other hill you've climbed. 1 foot in front of the other. And don't forget to breathe. Eventually, your perseverance will reward you when you reach this particular old parking area and the dirt road that goes back to the parking lot. Although this old road looks well maintained, you can't drive on it anymore, and you do have to walk that last 1.5 miles back to the parking lot. Thanks for joining us on this hike through the Red River Gorge area, and I hope you'll come back next time. Next time, we're going to start doing some modifications to that Gladiator to get her ready for her first adventure. So come on back next week and join us as we tackle the challenge of modifying this Gladiator for overland adventures on a budget. And until then, don't forget to go out and find your own adventure.